you'll walk home on the freeway.
Hey, the more I think about that, I'm good. The Cowboys, if he doesn't they're going to franchise him. The Cowboys, he doesn't take what the Cowboys offer, he will be franchised. The Kirk Cousins team, franchise me twice and say, you're really going to have to prove this. You're going to have to prove that you can do this consistently. Dak has been pretty good since a rookie. Came in for Tony Romo and surprisingly gave the Cowboys some relevance. And so he's helped them out just as much as they've helped him out. You think about that. Tony Romo gets hurt. Here you got a 4th-round pick from Mississippi State that you know nothing about, and he kind of keeps you relevant. He plays well enough to where people want to watch the Cowboys play. He played a big part in that. And then Jerry Jones wants to say, oh, playing for the Cowboys, that star on your helmet is a lot for after football. And Dak is saying, well, when Romo got hurt, if I don't come in and do what I do, the Cowboys are pretty much irrelevant. They're still the Cowboys, but I helped keep you guys relevant. And so it's that tug of war.
And I'll pay you in Jerry bucks. It's not money you can use across the country, but in the Dallas area.
Hey,
Steven's on the 50. I'm on the 100. I got Tony on the 20 because, I still love Tony. And, Dak, I could actually put you on the 5, and that's how I'll pay you. And, look, you can buy anything you want at various Fort Worth outlets. Just don't try to spend it outside of there.
Hey, them Jerry bucks is real though. You have to take that in consideration. I mean, Dak, you're a Louisiana boy, so that's kind of your neck of the woods, so to speak. Hey, that life after football, it matters, man. You look at Troy Aikman, best analyst in the game on Fox. Tony Romo comes in, really one of the better analysts in the game. Jason Witten just goes straight from the field to Monday night playing with the Cowboys, and if that's something you want to do, it really helps, and that's just the truth of it. So yeah, $34 million. Nah, Jerry ain't caving on that one.
He does have to prove it because he came into the league when the Cowboys really hit on the strategy that a lot of other teams employ now. And that is, you know what?
Rookie quarterback.
Right, and build on the offensive line. Right, they're three of their highest paid guys were all offensive linemen. And so if you have a quarterback with any kind of talent, you're going to succeed if you have an offensive line that's giving you all kinds of time. You can move around in the pocket and buy time and throw the ball.
That is true.
That's a great strategy. Hey, okay, that's where we need. Forget about building on a big 3, getting a big time wide receiver. No, let's build on the offensive line. So Dak has only known good offensive line play since he's come into the league. Now, has he lit the league on fire? No, but has he won? Okay, yeah, and I will give you a bit of a modicum of, okay, yeah, you've won, so okay. But anytime you have to point, your first thing you say is, look at Dak's record. Hold on a second. You know what? There's plenty of other quarterbacks in the NFL that have great records.
Not true.
That put up stats.
Not true.
There's plenty of guys.
Name them.
If the first
Name
thing...
them. It's not true.
Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, what?
You're naming greats.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, Dak,
so if
you want to be paid like Aaron Rodgers. You want to be paid $15 million more a year than Tom Brady does.
But Tom Brady, see, people forget, when Tom Brady hit his second deal, he was the highest paid player in the league. He takes discounts now after he's already got his money. If you can't say what you just said and then turn around and name Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, because he can't get in that class financially. He can't get in Aaron Rodgers' class financially. Brady, yeah, but Brady's 42. He takes team-friendly deals, but people forget Brady was a 6th-round pick. When Brady's first contract, he became the highest paid player in the league, his first big contract, and then he started to take team-friendly deals.
Well, he'd already won 2 Super Bowls by that time, too, so you get to be the highest paid player in the league.
Now, Dak, see, you want your quarterback to do 2 things. That's win and lead. Dak checks both of those boxes. Now, I'm an advocate of Dak. I don't believe he should get $34 million, but he needs to get rewarded for what he's done. He kept them relevant. He wins games. He leads the team. That locker room, they follow him. And so when you don't have that, you wish you had it, and you keep trying to find that. You have that. And so you have to keep it. I'm with you on that. Have a great line both ways up front. Draft a good rookie quarterback. See what you can do in those 5 years. And me, I'm doing that every 5 years. That's what I'm doing. But then nobody has done that yet. Somebody eventually will say, you know what? I'm going to get a Carson Wentz. I'm going to play him on this rookie contract, and then I'm going to trade him and draft another quarterback. Somebody will eventually do that and have some success, and then somebody else will copy. Because you trade Carson Wentz, you're going to get a couple first-round picks, and hopefully you can hit on another rookie quarterback, and you have a 5-year run with a rookie quarterback, and you just keep using that formula unless the CBA changes and these rookie contracts go up a little higher, then things can change. But as long as they're like this, in my opinion, it's a way to win.
Jason Smith, TJ Houshmandzadeh in for Dan and the Danettes. See, I always had the philosophy of draft a bunch of quarterbacks every year. You get to the 5th round of a draft for quarterback, bring in 3 guys.
You're being serious?
Yeah, bring in 3 guys every year. Because, look, once you get to the 5th, 6th, 7th round of the draft, you're taking flyers on guys. You're taking guys who, okay, maybe they were good in college, but they got hurt their senior year.
I was drafted
they would come back.
in the 7th round. Antonio Brown was drafted in the 6th round.
Brady was a 6th-round draft
Brady
pick.
was Shannon Sharp, 7th. So you can find guys late in the draft that can really play. Now, it's the reason you can't do that, there's just not enough reps to go around.
But if you just find one of those guys, you say, okay, here's 3 guys coming in offseason, we evaluate, we see them in training camp. And look, with the starters playing less and less, there are more reps to go around for the guys. And this is, you have your number one quarterback. I'm not saying you go in and you try to find a guy, but you take 3 guys, okay, you know what, this guy's showing a little bit of promise, and maybe he shows you he can wind up winning the job at some point. And that's where you find your late round gem.
Okay,
you got to go quantity.
At some point, when you do that, you say at some point he's in his 3rd or 4th year and you realize he's that guy, contract time. Because at some point you realize he was that guy. So that some point that contract is going. Now contract is up. You have to pay him. And it took you how many years to figure out he was that guy? And so,
well, it doesn't need to be. I'd say maybe it's 2 years. Maybe it's, hey, this guy really did something his rookie year. Okay, we're going to give him the job. He showed that he can do it. Because it's just as much of a crapshoot if you want to take Baker Mayfield as it is you want to draft Josh Rosen. Right? Because what's a better chance of success for a team? All right, well, Josh Rosen's the 4th-rated quarterback in the draft. We take Josh Rosen, or we take 3 guys that we like from the 5th round on, whether it's a Gardner Minshew or Ryan Finley. Both these guys are going to wind up starting this year at some point. You know, Finley really throws the ball well, and I like him a lot with the Bengals. You can get those guys late and say, okay, now this can be a guy to come in, which is a better philosophy. You draft the one guy and you put all your eggs in one guy's basket. If he doesn't, it sets you back 2 years. Or you draft guys in positions where, okay, if your 5th, 6th, 7th round picks don't make the team, and you try again next year. All right, well, we'll try to get next year.
If you have good players around them, you'll have a chance. And that's what people fail to realize. Yeah, Dak Prescott, he has good guys around him up front. You look at Josh Rosen in Arizona. He had nothing. He looked like he couldn't play. You look at Baker Mayfield. He has a pretty decent team around him. Oh, he can play. You look at all these rookie quarterbacks, their success or failure really depends on the guys around them. And if you have some success, the guys around you must be pretty good. And when you don't, the guys around you aren't very good. But the quarterback gets way too much credit, and they take way too much blame.
If you took Dak off of the Cowboys and put him on a team that didn't have as much help surrounding him, if you put him on a team that had an offensive line that was just average, let's say you put him on the Bills, right? Let's say you put him on the Buffalo Bills, or you put him on the Oakland Raiders. Would he still be a good quarterback? When people go, boy, Dak Prescott, he's really something. He's a hidden gem they got.
They don't do that now. Nobody is saying that Dak is Aaron Rodgers. I'm saying Dak wins games and he leads you. Is he just going to win games like an Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes? He hasn't shown he can do that. But he can win games. He won't take over games, but he can help you win games. There's not many quarterbacks that can do that. It's a handful of them in the league. Buffalo has a good defense, so he'll go there. He'll be all right. Sean McDermott has that team in Buffalo playing great defense, keeps them in games, so he'll be all right in Buffalo. The Raiders' offensive line isn't that bad. He would be all right in Oakland. But there's only it's one hand. It's Aaron Rodgers, it's Tom Brady, it's Drew Brees, it's Patrick Mahomes, it's Russell Wilson, and if Andrew Luck can stay healthy.
You're getting off a hand now because then there's Ben Roethlisberger.
But you got to, when you play with the
There's
Steelers.
Jared Goff. There's Drew Brees.
I named Drew Brees.
You're getting the two hands now.
When you name Ben Roethlisberger, the Steelers going to play good defense. I don't care who the coach is. They're going to play good defense. People forget when Ben won that first Super Bowl, they put Ben on their shoulders and said, come on along for the ride. They carried him. That was defense and run game. They carried him to that first Super Bowl. True or not true?
No, they did. But then he won the second one, and he's proven that he can win and put up big numbers.
But the defenses that the Steelers have had in those Super Bowl runs were the reason. They made enough plays. He made a great throw to Santonio Holmes. Great throw, great catch. But that wasn't Ben taking over games a la Tom Brady against Atlanta. Drew Brees, how he's done, it wasn't that. Ben Roethlisberger is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but he got drafted to a great situation, great team, great organization from top to bottom in the Steelers. And so he was able to grow into his role as a quarterback and become what he is now.
Right, but he's still become a great quarterback.
Oh, 100%.
And Dak, you still don't know that about. You still don't know how good he's going to be.
He's going into year 4.
He's going into you would think now he would have a little bit more growth to be someone that could
look at Russell Wilson. Let's talk Russell Wilson.
He came and won that job right away.
He won the job right away. If you put Russell Wilson on, like you said, Buffalo or Oakland, is he one of dude's defense had 4 to 5 Hall of Famers.
Right. We watched Russell Wilson win and play very well, but win on the back of a great defense. Get to 2 Super Bowls and a great running game.
Yes.
But he has since proven, when all those guys are gone now, to be an MVP candidate every single season when he's the only guy they really have up there in the pass game that's a threat.
MVP
He's proven that.
Russell Wilson is a top, you can argue, 5 or 6 quarterback in the league. Maybe 6. Now, he's playing well. Is he playing Super Bowl well? He's not, because he doesn't have those players around him that he once had. And that's what people fail to realize. Dak has a good team around him, but they're not great. He got Amari Cooper. Statistically, he played much better with Amari Cooper than without. And so defensively, that's why I think Jerry is like, you got to be kidding me, man. We got a chance to do something here, and this is when y'all going to pull this? Y'all going to pull this year? And so I think that's the frustrating part for him. But, man, there's not many quarterbacks that can just go out there and with very little and do a lot. I mean, you look at Aaron Rodgers. He's always had great receivers, man. You go Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, tight end Jermichael Finley. Now you got Devontae Adams. I mean, you look at these guys. They have weapons. Drew Brees, they have weapons around them. Dak Prescott just got Amari Cooper. Just got him. And look at him statistically. But you look at all these other quarterbacks that we say are this and that. Look at Carson Wentz. Offensively, Peterson, and you take that into account too. Offensive coordinator, play calling, creativity, helping your quarterback out. Carson Wentz has weapons offensively, but he has a great offensive-minded coach that puts him in situations to be successful.
Jason Smith, TJ Houshmandzadeh in for Dan and the Danettes. Twitter at How About a Fresca, TJ on the gram at TJHoosh84. Now, I will say this about Jerry Jones. Here's the part where I agree with you on, is that Jerry Jones, this entire time, he has always valued the Dallas Cowboys more than any other team in the NFL, which rightfully so. He's the owner. He's the most powerful owner, and the Cowboys brand clearly has proven to be, over the course of the past 50 years, the most successful brand in the NFL. And he is coming into this situation expecting Dak and Zeke and Amari Cooper to take less money to be Dallas Cowboys. You want to be a Dallas Cowboy, right? So you're going to take less money. And Dak Prescott is basically saying, no, I'm not going to do that. And I think that's what's really got them taken aback right now, that Jerry Jones is saying, well, boy, they're not going to take less money. I mean, I could see it a little bit for Zeke, because I could see Jerry Jones saying, Zeke, I went to the NFL to fight for you, to keep you around.
Hey.
I spent millions of dollars to keep you eligible. There was that story about the car accident that got hushed up because he wanted to play in a playoff game. I did everything for you, Zeke.
I mean, when you say everything, I tried to get Roger Goodell fired because of you.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure he's disappointed, he's hurt, but hey, it's not personal, Jerry. It's just business.
He is loyal to his players, though, to a fault. I mean, that is one thing. If you are a Cowboy and you play, he will want to reward you. He does. He is loyal to his players, and that's why the players like him. But he's got to understand that in the end, this is a new breed of players, a new coming in. Yeah, just because you pulled Dak off and said, hey, you're making $600,000 a year right now, right? You're tremendously underpaid. But okay, now we want to give you $30 million or a little bit, right? You got to take that because, hey, we did this for you. Like the brand of the Cowboys has helped you, so scratch my back a little bit. And right now, no matter what, between Dak and Ezekiel Elliott, you could say, oh, this is this is a millennial thing, but we're saying, no, sorry, I'm not taking less for that. I don't care what you've done for me.
I think, honestly, anything between 30 and 32 million for Dak Prescott, I think that's a win for both sides. Not just the Cowboys, for Dak as well. You look at, you make 30 million a year, and you say for 4 years, you sign a 4-year on average, and it comes up to 120 million. You're gonna see every dollar of that. You're gonna get another deal. You make $35 million a year, you got to be a $35 million a year quarterback. You have to win games. You could possibly get cut late in that contract because you're not living up to that contract. And so I think Dak needs to take into account, if I can make 30 to 32 a year, sign a 4-year deal, I'm going to get another contract at probably 35, because about time that contract's up, 35 would be top 10-ish, and I think he needs to take those type of things into account.
Well, and all you need is one guy to be a fly in the ointment. Well, Kirk Cousins getting 90. Well, okay, Kirk Cousins kind of reset because he was an average quarterback, but he got $30 million a year, and you just need one of those guys to say, hey, guess what? Your value just increased because a team went crazy and signed a guy and gave him that money.
Kirk Cousins came in at $28 million a year, and it was, wow, fully guaranteed. He's going to see every dollar of that, and he's going to get another one. And so, Dak, sign a contract, 4 years, $120 million extension. That's $30 million a year. Or say, okay, you want 31, $123 million a year, whatever it may be, so that you can get another bite at the apple sooner than later. And Jerry's right. You're going plan for the Cowboys. You're going to make $5, $6, $7 million a year off the field. So that makes up for the 34 you want per year, because on another team you might make $600,000, $700,000 a year. With the Cowboys, you'll make $5 to $7 million per year off the field, and so that does help you. Just be smart. You want a nice slice of the pie, but you don't want your slice to be so big that you mess up future slices next week. And so
now you're just making me hungry.
Yeah,
now I want pie.
Do you want to eat one large meal, or you want to eat a bunch of small ones, and so you always stay full? You can get one large meal, or you can eat a bunch of small ones. And so if I'm Dak, I'm gonna eat a bunch of small ones. I'm gonna sign for 30 to 32 a year, and then I'm gonna get another one 4 to 5 years later, and then I'm gonna get another one 4 to 5 years later, and then I retire.
It's a pretty big small meal, though. I mean, that's a big
small meal considering.
Yeah. Yes, considering.
Yeah. And so, I mean, but for the agent wants you to be one of the highest paid because that looks good for him. And Dak, you're gonna get your money. Just be smart. And I told Dak this past summer. I seen him out here training. I told him this, and obviously he didn't listen.